Hi, in this video I'll be showing you this. It's the Bosch WNA134U8GB washer-dryer. And what I want to do today is to show you around the washer-dryer, some of the features and benefits that it offers. But just before I start, all I normally say is please subscribe to my YouTube channel, just give us a quick thumbs up. What I do is I talk about household appliances, cordless vacuums, there's normally a bit of tech in there as well. So just give us a quick subscribe, then we'll make a start. On this particular model, it has a maximum spin speed of up to 1400 RPM, and the maximum load of washing you can put in there is up to 8 kilograms. Now, with all washer dryers, you don't have the opportunity to wash and dry the same amount if you're going for the full load. So you couldn't put an 8 kilogram wash in and expect it to dry the same 8 kilogram of clothes. On this particular model, you've got the maximum of 8 kilograms to wash and 5 kilograms to dry if you want to put it through the same program. There are other models in the range with slightly larger capacities, but the main thing to look out for is the size of the machine. Now, on this particular machine, things like the width and height are pretty standard, so you're looking around 60 centimeters wide or 23.5 inches wide, or the height is 33.5 inches or 85 centimeters. But the main thing that can vary are the depths of the machine. So on this particular one, if you're looking at the front to back, so if you look into the very corner here, then you're looking around 57 centimeters, around 22.5 inches. Or if you wanted to include the door as well, so the complete depth of the machine, then you're looking around 63 centimeters or just under 25 inches. So just make sure you have a measure of the space that it's going into before you order the machine, because there's nothing worse than the machine arriving and it not fitting in the space. So as far as the machine itself, it's very simple to use. You've got the dial in the middle here, so all you need to do to switch it on is just to select a program. It can go either way, so you don't always have to go clockwise. That's quite a popular question, mainly with the older generation, mainly because on some of the older machines you used to have the program that would rotate around and then it would stop at the top. But yeah, as I say, it can go anyway. So as far as the programs, there is a lot to choose from. What I'll do is I'll give you a brief overview of some of the programs. First of all, the cotton program. I suppose that's one of the main programs if you wanted to wash for, say, a longer duration. So if the clothes that you're washing are pretty dirty, then that's quite a good program to use. On a lot of these programs, you can adjust the temperature and the spin speed for the wash. So this is just a wash only option at the moment. So as far as the temperature, you can change that between 90, 60, 40, 30, 20, and then it goes down to a cold wash. And as far as the spin speed, as I mentioned earlier, it's got maximum spin speed of up to 1400. But what you can do is you can vary that. So it goes down 600, 400. And you will notice that on the right hand side here, it's got the time remaining of the program. This will always change, so depending on the program, as you can see, it varies for each wash. But on this cotton program, you do have the option, and on a lot of the programs actually, you do have the option to reduce that time. So this option here, called Speed Perfect, is a brilliant option. If you're only doing a smaller load, so if you've got a maximum load of 5 kilograms, then you can reduce that time to around an hour and a half. Because not everyone has got a full load all the time. If you are in a hurry, then you can enable the Speed Perfect option, and then when you press it again, it just goes back to the normal time. Something to be aware of is that although it says 3 hours 20 minutes or 3:21, what it would do is it would actually adjust the wash time according to what is actually in there. So if you only put a small load in, then what it will do is it will take in a certain amount of water, and depending how much water is saturated, then what that will do is it will actually alter the time of the wash and also the amount of water that's taken in. And clearly, if you reduce the amount of water, then you reduce the amount of electricity to heat the water. So it's a win-win situation. So don't be scared by some of these longer program times. A lot of washing machines and washer dryers have longer duration programs. But what you'll find, so that's the cotton program, and on that one you can wash the maximum of 8 kilograms and then dry up to 5 kilograms if you want to. As far as the drying time, if we press that button there, this is called drying target. So it is recommended that if you wanted to wash and dry the clothes in the same program, as you can see here is well over 5.5 hours, so it's quite a long program. then it's recommended that you only put 5 kilogram load in, and what that will do is that will enable you to go through the whole process without having to take any clothes out. Because if you put the full load of 8 kilograms in, then you'd need to take some out before you start the drying cycle. So as far as this, so drying target, you've got several different options depending on how dry you wanted the clothes. Now, a common question we get asked about washer dryers is, do you need a vent hose? Well, the answer is no. The other question we get asked is, how do you select the drying time? And the beauty of these is what you're doing is it actually uses a sensor dry functionality, and what that means is that it will detect how dry the clothes are, or how much moisture is within them to start with, and it will actually adjust the time according to the dampness level of the clothes. Now, this is something that's really good. It's not unique to Bosch. Quite a few other manufacturers use it as well. But the first option on here is called cupboard dry, and what this will do, this enables you to take the clothes out and put them straight into a cupboard. The next option on here is called cupboard dry plus, and what this is really designed for, I know the first one is normally more than ample, but cupboard dry plus is really designed for clothes that if you want to take them out and wear them straight away, it just increases the time a little bit. So now you're up to 548. The next option on here is called iron dry, and this option is really if you wanted to wash say things like shirts or blouses, things that needed an iron afterwards, then what it does is it just reduces the time. As you see here, we're down to 458, and what that will do, that will switch off a little bit earlier, so it won't actually go through the whole drying cycle till they're completely dry. But the main advantage is when you take say your shirts and blouses out, they are ready to iron, so they're slightly damp. I'm glad they've done it in this order, because I feel that the most popular option by far will be the cupboard dry, then the cupboard dry plus, then the iron dry. So that's a really good option. The next option of programs is the Eco 40 to 60. Now, this is really a program that's designed for clothes to be washed between 40 and 60 degrees. Now, you will find on this option you can't change the temperature, because what it will do is it will actually select the temperature for you. But you have still got the option to change the spin speed, so if you wanted to reduce it, then you can do. On this option, so on this program, you can't change it down to the speed perfect. You can't select that option, mainly because the whole concept of Eco 40 to 60 is that it's a very energy efficient wash, and it will be a longer program. The next one around here is called Easy Care, and with this program it is a smaller load. So as you can see, it's only a 4 kilogram load if you were doing the washing, or if you were to select the drying as well, then that's only up to a 2.5 kilogram dry. And the next one, so mixed load, tends to go down quite well, because that's quite a quick program. And if you're to select the drying option as well, then the maximum load you can put in is up to 2.5 kilograms. And then let's move around to the next one. This is the Sportswear Program. So this is really designed for clothes and materials made from things like fleece or synthetic materials. And the idea is that the maximum you can wash on this is 2 kilograms and dry 2 kilograms as well. So I'll just show you that. So although it's not a really quick program for the small size load, then on this one, then as I say, the maximum load you can wash is 2 kilograms. As far as the temperatures on this, it can only go up to 40 degrees. You would find with these kind of fibres you wouldn't really want to be going much above that. And the next option here, this is the Super Quick 15 or Wash and Dry 60 minutes. And what this does, as it shows, it's a maximum 2 kilograms wash. But really for this is just a really quick freshen up program for 15 minutes. So you wouldn't expect it to do a full wash in 15 minutes. But with this, as I just mentioned, you can wash up to 2 kilograms of clothes. So this is really ideal if you've say just worn something once and it's not dirty, you just want to give it a quick freshen up in the washing machine, or if you've had clothes in the cupboard for a while that just smell a little bit musty, then this could be a really good option to use. And with the Wash and Dry 60, that's really if you select the drying option as well, so if you're on the cupboard dry, but the maximum load on this is only 1 kilogram, so again a very small load. So again, ideal if you've just got a couple of items to wash, and if you needed them to be washed and dry very quickly. I suppose a good example of this, and I've had this at home myself, where the kids forget to put the washing on, or forget to tell us to put the washing on, get up in the morning, not got any clean shirts. Right, come and do a really quick program. So this could be a lifesaver for parents with kids. The next option on here is the rinse option, and with this, this gives you the option to rinse and spin, so you don't always have to just rinse. What you can do is you can adjust the spin speed of this if you wanted to, so you don't have to spin at the end, and you can take that all the way to 1400. The next option on here is the spin and drain, and this is really good if you've, say, hand washed something, or if something is really wet. Then what you can do is you can just spin and drain the clothes in here. Again, what you have got the option is you can spin it at to full 1400. I'm not really sure why they start the program at 1000 spin. I'm sure there must be a reason for it, but personally, if I was designing the machine, then I think if you're going to put clothes in here, then I personally think you would want to try and extract as much water out if you're using the spin program. So you want to start it at 1400, but I'm sure there's a reason for it. The next option here is the Woolen Program. With this one, this is really designed to wash at a lower temperature. So the maximum temperature you can go here is the 40 degrees. I was going to say 30, but yeah, we're up to 40 on this. And as it just mentioned on the right hand side here, then that's a maximum of 2 kilograms. Clearly on this program, you don't have the option to dry. Not many people would really want to put your woolens in the tumble dryer. I think that's asking for trouble. But as you can see here, it is quite a quick program. It's only 41 minutes. The next couple of options, so you've got things like the delicates and silks, and again, they're quite small load at 2 kilograms. The next program on here is called Iron Assist, and this can be a brilliant program. With this one, it's designed as an odour removal and wrinkle reduction program. That's the technical terminology for it. I quite like that. It's really suitable for things like wool, linen suits, so things that don't need washing that often. But I suppose the classic case is if you've been out, if you've been in an area that is a bit smelly, if you've been, say, a smoky atmosphere, then what you could find is that the item of clothing doesn't necessarily need washing, but it just needs assistance to get the smell out or wrinkles. And if you pop everything in here, it is quite a quick program. It's under an hour. The maximum load you can put in is 1 kilogram, so it's not really designed for a full load. And once it's finished the program, then just take everything out, and it is recommended to hang them up for several minutes before you go and put them away. Now the next option is called My Time Dry. Now this is an option which personally I'm not too sure why they put it on. The whole concept of tumble drying in this kind of high-end washer dryer is that it's sensor dry. So what it will do is it will actually sense when the clothes are dry, and it will tell you when it's finished. So that's a really good option. What Bosch have done is they've put this option on here called My Time Dry, and this is a manual option. So what you can do is you can actually select how long you want everything to dry for. So there's no sensor, anything about it on this program. So if you wanted to go up to, say, 2 hours, then you can do. So 2 hours is the longest you can dry for. Now the next option on here has been a winner for a lot of people, and I must say this feature alone has got us sales onto brands like Bosch compared to a lot of other brands, and some people don't even know that this program exists. When you're using a tumble dryer, you normally have a high and a low heat setting. You don't always need everything on a high heat setting. Really, depending on what you're putting in the tumble dryer, you might not want it on the high heat. So what you normally do is just select the low heat option. If you look at a lot of other tumble dryers, then you'll realise that there isn't an option for a low heat setting. And I know I've had a customer that specifically wanted that option, and that's why they came over to Bosch. But what you'll find is it is a smaller load. So on this one you're looking at a maximum of around 2.5 kilograms. But you have still got the other options. So you've got Cover Dry Plus, and you have still got the option for things like the Iron Dry. So it's just over an hour for that. And then as you go to the intensive dry, that's for the just the drying. So again, these two are just drying programs, there's no washing involved. But with the intensive dry, then that's a maximum of 5 kilograms, which is the most you can dry in this washer dryer. But with this is designed for higher temperatures, and as you can see here, it's a longer duration program at 2 hours. So as far as the options on the bottom here, I've pretty much covered most of them. So drying targets I've covered, temperature option, spin speed. On some of the programs you have got a pre-wash option, so at 3 hours 21 to start with. Then if you had the pre-wash, it takes us up to 3:51. For a lot of people, pre-wash isn't that necessary now. I suppose not many people are wearing clothes to get dirty, unless you're the captain of a football team. Then this could be a great option for you. Things like the reduced ironing, so that's a lower agitation spin. As you see, it's reduced the spin speed there. So if you are concerned about the clothes getting creased, then again that could be a good option for you. The Speed Perfect, I did cover it earlier, but basically with this will reduce the wash time quite significantly. So we'll just show you that example again. So on the cotton program, it takes it from 3 hours 21 down to 1 hour 33, but it does reduce the wash load down to 5 kilograms. Then a couple of final options on the right hand side here. First of all, you've got the finish in. So this is a time delay option, and what you'll find is that if you've got things like economy 7, that you've got cheap electricity during the night, then this could be a really good option to use. So that goes up to a maximum of 24 hours that you can delay it by, and then it just goes to the standard time of the program. You've also got the child lock facility. So if we were to press and hold those 2 buttons there, and what you'll find is that that's got the little key symbol on there, and what that does, that just stops little fingers coming along and pressing the buttons, because that can be quite frustrating to set a program going. One of the little kids comes along, changes the program or stops it, and then you realise that it's not been on, so that can be a little bit frustrating. And to take the child lock off, then just press and hold that. It counts down from 3 seconds, and then the little key symbol has disappeared. On the right hand side here, you've got the start and the reload option. The reason they've got the reload is that if you put something in, so if you put all your washing in, then after a couple of minutes, if you decide, I've just forgotten to put a sock in there, then rather than stopping the program, then what you can do is you just press the start button and that will pause it. So as long as the water hasn't gone too high within the program, then you've still got the option to open the door and then put that sock in. Clearly, if the water's gone too high, I just recommend leaving it until your next time you wash. So opening the door is really easy. You just got a nice big handle down the right hand side here. And I'm pleased to say that Bosch are still using the metal hinges and door catches. Some cheaper brands are going to plastic hinges or nylon hinges or door catches, and to be fair, they're not as good. Whatever people say, they do break easier and quicker. So again, I'm pleased to see that they're retaining the metal hinges and door catches. As far as the porthole, so it is a good sized porthole to get the clothes in and out of. As far as the size of that, you're looking at 30 centimetres or around 12 inches. And at the bottom here, you have got this little flap. And what this enables you to do is, if you had say a power cut and if you needed to empty the machine, then you've got this little hose at the bottom, and that enables you to take the water out of the machine without having to remove the machine, take it outside and take it out via the waste hose, which is another option. You have also got a manual catch in here, so again, if you did get a power cut, then you've got the option to open the door here. You've got access to the pump just behind, and what this will do is, if you make sure that you undo this when the machine isn't in use, just unscrew it, and what you can find is that if anything dropped out your pockets, then this is normally where it catches. As far as the soap drawer, that's nice and easy to open. This kind of layout is pretty standard. So you've got the pre-wash, main wash conditioner. On the left hand side here, you have got this little blue flap. And really the idea is, if you're going to use liquid in the program, because people still use a lot of liquids, then to have this sat down. If you're going to use powder, then it is recommended just to pop that up. It's not really recommended to put the little gel pouches in the drawers, something that manufacturers will agree with. If you do decide that you want to use the gel pouches, I normally recommend to put it into the drum itself, because you can find that the outer skin of the gel pouch can clog up at the back, especially on some washing machines. If you want to remove the drawer, that's easy. You just press the middle button and then the whole soap drawer comes out, so that just gives you the ability to clean it. As you can see, there is a little bit of water in here. That's just from when it's tested in the factory. And then to put it back in, locate it at the back in the middle, and then you're ready to go. Just quickly show the energy label for the washer dryer. I won't go through all of it, but as you can see, it's a C for the washing side and an E for the washing and drying side. What you will find is just proving that it's an 8 kilogram for the wash and then a 5 kilogram just on this side for the drying and washing side. Clearly, if you're going to use it for, say, washing and drying, then it will use a bit more water as well. But generally, overall, the energy rating on this machine is very good. So if you're comparing things like energy ratings, then have a look at other models, because this one is actually very good compared to others on the market around the same price. I'll just quickly show you around the back of the machine. So on this one, you've got the waste at the top left. You have got the mains just down the bottom left here, so everything is nicely spread out. You have got the transit bolts, so you've got the 4 bolts here that have to be taken out. That is imperative. If you don't take them out, then basically it will damage the machine, and that won't be covered under the 2-year warranty that Bosch offer. At the top right here, this is where you've got the water inlet. Now you do get a separate hose, and although it looks a little bit like the waste hose, this uses something called an aqua stop, and this is really designed so that you connect that onto the appliance itself, and then that gets connected onto the tap. What you will find is if you do get a leak at all within the machine, then it will turn off and it will give you a message on the front. So that's what this device is about, and I'm really pleased that they've done it separately. Bosch and the sister company Siemens used to have it where it was attached to the appliance, but sometimes going through holes in cupboards, if it's going through a cupboard, then that was quite a problem, because you had to drill a larger hole to fit that through. But at least now, because it's completely separate, then that can go through first and then there's no problem. If you are thinking of buying one of these models, I've provided a link below to show you where to get one at a competitive price. Hope you enjoyed this quick video on the Bosch WNA134U8GB washer dryer. Please give us a thumbs up on a YouTube video and leave any comments below. I do always ask for comments, whether it's good or bad, about the video itself. There might be questions that you've got on the washer dryer. If you have got any questions, because there might be something that you're watching the video for that I haven't covered, so if you have got any questions on it, then just pop it in the comments and I'll get back to you. Also, if you have got one of these, or if you have got a Bosch washer dryer, then let me know what you think, because I'd always appreciate the feedback. Thanks for watching.